Hello, 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 and welcome back to Octo English Academy, the warmest, most encouraging English podcast on the internet. I'm Sophie, and I am so genuinely glad you're here today. Wherever you're listening, on your morning walk, on the bus, sitting at your kitchen table, or possibly listening to this the night before an actual job interview, welcome. You are exactly where you need to be. And if it's the night before, breathe. We've got you.
Hey everyone, Jamie here. And Sophie, I need to say something honest before we start. Today we are talking about something that almost every immigrant experiences and almost nobody warns you about. You work hard for 2 weeks, you get your first paycheck. You open it, you look at the number, and you think, wait, where did my money go?
Where did my money go? That exact moment, that exact feeling of looking at your paycheck and doing the math, and it just doesn't add up to what you expected.
I remember mine so clearly. I was so excited. First American paycheck. I had calculated exactly how much I should be getting. I opened the envelope. Yes, it was an actual paper envelope. And the number was significantly smaller than I expected. And I genuinely thought there had been a mistake.
There was no mistake.
There was no mistake. The American tax system had simply done its job, quietly, automatically, without asking for my permission.
And that is what today is about. Understanding exactly what happened to your money, where it went, why, what all those mysterious numbers and abbreviations on your pay stub mean, and maybe most importantly, that you are not being cheated. This is just how it works.
And once you understand it, it actually makes sense. It stops feeling like a mystery. That's the goal of today.
Okay, before we get into it, let's do our little check-in. How are you doing right now? Answer in a full sentence. I feel confused today because I just got my first paycheck and I don't understand it. Or, I feel relieved today because I found this episode before I started my new job. Both are wonderful answers.
And today's comment challenge, as always, I'm your name from your country, and today I feel emotion because reason.
Drop it in the comments. We read every single one. Okay, let's go into the money.
Today's episode is Understanding Your First American Paycheck. And I want to be honest, this topic sounds dry. Numbers, taxes, deductions. It sounds like the kind of thing that makes people's eyes glaze over.
Glaze over. Great expression. When your eyes glaze over, it means you stop focusing, your expression goes blank, like your brain quietly left the room. The presentation was so boring, my eyes just glazed over. We are going to try very hard to prevent that from happening today.
We are, because this is actually really important information. Not understanding your paycheck means not understanding your own money. And not understanding your money is one of the fastest ways to feel lost and powerless in a new country.
So we are going to make this human. We are going to use real numbers as examples. We are going to explain every word. And we are going to do it in the same warm, relaxed way we always do. B1 level, clear, natural, real.
And if you are more advanced, wonderful. This stuff is useful at every level, because honestly, a lot of Americans don't fully understand their own paychecks either.
True story. Okay, let's start at the very beginning. Okay, the single most important thing to understand about an American paycheck is the difference between two numbers, gross pay and net pay.
Gross pay is the amount you were promised, the number in your job offer, the number you negotiated, the number that made you say yes to the job. If someone told you the job pays $20 an hour and you worked 40 hours, your gross pay is $800.
But net pay, that is what actually lands in your bank account. After taxes, after deductions, after all the things that come out automatically before you see a single dollar. Net pay is sometimes called take-home pay because it's what you actually take home. And the gap between gross and net can be significant. For many workers, 10 to 30% of their gross pay disappears before they ever see it. So if your gross pay is $800, your net pay might be somewhere between $550 and $700, depending on your situation. That range is real, and it varies a lot based on your income level, your tax filing status, your state, and your benefits choices. We're going to explain all of that. But first, gross and net. Remember those two words. They are the foundation of everything. Gross, the big number, before anything is taken out. Net, the smaller number after everything is taken out. My gross salary is $60,000 a year, but my net take-home is about $44,000. Same job, very different numbers. Think of it like a fish in a net. The gross is the whole sea of money you earned. The net is what the net actually catches and brings to you. Everything else escaped through the holes.
I love that image. The money that escaped through the holes. It went to taxes and benefits. We'll explain exactly where.
When you receive a paycheck in America, whether it's a paper check or a digital deposit, you also receive something called a pay stub. Sometimes it's a piece of paper, sometimes it's a document you access online through a company portal, but it is always there. A pay stub is a detailed record of your earnings for that pay period. It shows your gross pay, it shows every single deduction, meaning every amount taken out, and it shows your net pay at the bottom. It is your paycheck's report card, a complete breakdown of what happened to your money. Pay period, the time period your paycheck covers. In America, the most common pay periods are biweekly, meaning every 2 weeks, or semi-monthly, meaning twice a month. Some jobs pay weekly, some pay monthly. Your pay stub will show the dates of your current pay period.
Bi-weekly, every 2 weeks. That means you get 26 paychecks per year. Semi-monthly, twice a month, usually the 1st and the 15th. That's 24 paychecks per year. The difference is small, but it matters for budgeting.
And your pay stub will usually show 2 columns, this period and year to date. This period shows what happened in this paycheck only. Year to date, often written as YTD, shows the total for the whole year so far. So if you've worked for 3 months, your YTD gross pay is the sum of all 3 months' earnings.
Year to date, from the beginning of the year up to today. My YTD earnings are $14,000. Very useful for tracking your annual progress and for doing your taxes later.
Okay, the big one. Taxes. This is where most of the money goes, and this is what confuses people the most.
In America, taxes are taken out of every paycheck automatically. This process is called withholding. Your employer withholds, meaning holds back, a portion of your earnings and sends it directly to the government on your behalf.
Withhold? To hold back or keep something. Taxes are withheld from your paycheck. The company withholds federal and state taxes. So when people say taxes are taken out automatically, withholding is the technical word for that process.
There are several different taxes that might appear on your pay stub. Let's go through each one.
First, federal income tax. This goes to the United States federal government. It pays for national programs, the military, national infrastructure, federal agencies. Almost every worker pays federal income tax. The amount depends on how much you earn and your filing status. The more you earn, the higher the percentage.
This is called a progressive tax system. Progressive meaning it increases in steps as income increases. Someone earning $20,000 a year pays a lower percentage than someone earning $200,000. The idea is that people contribute according to what they can afford.
Second, state income tax. Most states have their own income tax in addition to federal tax. This goes to your state government and funds things like roads, schools, and local services. The rate varies by state. Texas, Florida, and a few others have no state income tax at all. California and New York have some of the highest state taxes.
So if you're wondering why your coworker in Texas seems to take home more than you do in California, part of the answer is state income tax. Same salary, different state, different net pay.
Third, Social Security tax. This one surprises many immigrants. You see it on your stub as OASDI, which stands for Old Age, Survivors, and Disability Insurance, or simply as Social Security. It's currently 6.2% of your gross pay. Your employer also pays 6.2% on your behalf. This money goes into a national fund that pays retirement and disability benefits.
And here is an important question many immigrants have. If I'm not a citizen, will I ever benefit from Social Security? The answer is, it depends on your situation. If you work legally in the U.S. for a certain number of years and contribute to Social Security, you may qualify for benefits later, even if you eventually return to your home country. This is worth researching for your specific situation.
Fourth, Medicare tax. This is 1.45% of your gross pay, plus your employer matches it. Medicare is the government health insurance program for people over 65 and for people with certain disabilities. You pay into it now, and if you stay in the U.S. and reach retirement age, you may benefit from it.
So Social Security plus Medicare together are called FICA taxes, Federal Insurance Contributions Act, FICA. You will see this on your pay stub. It is not a penalty. It is a contribution to a shared safety net.
Safety net. A system of support that catches people when they fall. Financial safety net. Social safety net. Social Security is part of America's social safety net. It's a beautiful phrase for a serious concept.
Let's go back briefly to before you even get your first paycheck, because on your first day of work, or sometimes before, your employer gives you a form called the W-4, and this form directly affects how much tax is withheld from every paycheck.
The W-4 is called the Employee's Withholding Certificate. It tells your employer how much federal income tax to withhold from your pay. You fill it in based on your personal situation. Are you single, married? Do you have dependents, meaning children or family members you financially support?
Dependent, someone who relies on you financially. I have 2 dependents, my 2 children. When you claim dependents on your W-4, less tax is withheld because the government recognizes you have more financial responsibilities.
If you fill in the W-4 incorrectly, or if your situation changes, you might end up having too much or too little tax withheld all year. Too much withheld, you get a refund when you file your taxes. Too little withheld, you owe money at tax time. Neither is ideal, but having too little withheld can be a nasty surprise.
Refund. Money returned to you. I got a tax refund of $800. Many people actually look forward to their tax refund. But honestly, a refund means the government held your money for a year without paying you interest. Ideally, you want your withholding to be just right. Not too much, not too little.
And if filling out the W-4 confuses you, which it does confuse many people, including Americans, the IRS has a free online tool called the Tax Withholding Estimator that can help you fill it in correctly. Or you can ask a trusted colleague, or a free tax help organization like VITA, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, which specifically helps low to moderate income people, including immigrants, with free tax support.
VITA, free tax help. Write that down. Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. It exists in many communities, and it is specifically designed to help people who find the tax system confusing, which is most people. Beyond taxes, there is another category of things that might come out of your paycheck. These are called deductions, specifically voluntary deductions, things you chose or things your employer offers as benefits. The most common one, and this is important, health insurance. If your employer offers health insurance and you enrolled, meaning you signed up for it, a portion of the premium comes out of your paycheck every pay period.
Premium? The regular amount you pay for insurance coverage. My health insurance premium is $120 per month. Some employers cover the full premium, others split it with you. Some cover very little. The portion you pay comes out of your paycheck before you see it.
And this is something to check very carefully when you start a new job. Before you accept an offer, ask, what are the health insurance options and what will my premium cost? Because a job offering $25 an hour with expensive health insurance premiums might actually pay you less in real terms than a job offering $22 an hour with fully covered insurance.
Total compensation? The full value of everything your job gives you. Not just your hourly rate or salary, but also health insurance, retirement contributions, paid time off, and other benefits. When I calculated total compensation, the second job was actually better. Always look at the full picture.
Other common deductions? Retirement savings. Many employers offer a retirement savings plan called a 401k. If you participate, a portion of your paycheck goes into a retirement investment account before taxes. This is actually a good thing. It reduces your taxable income and builds your future savings. We'll do a whole episode on retirement someday, but for now, if your employer offers to match your 401k contributions, that is free money. Do not leave free money on the table.
Free money on the table. An idiom meaning an available benefit that you're not taking advantage of. If your employer matches your 401k contributions and you don't contribute, you're leaving free money on the table. It's one of the most commonly used idioms in personal finance conversations.
Other possible deductions: dental insurance, vision insurance, life insurance, flexible spending accounts. Each of these is usually optional. You chose them during your benefits enrollment period. If you see something on your stub you don't recognize, ask your HR department to explain it. You have every right to understand every line.
HR, Human Resources, the department at your company that handles employee matters, hiring, benefits, pay, workplace rules. I have a question about my pay stub. Should I contact HR? Yes, always yes. That is exactly what they are there for. Okay, let's make this really practical. Let's look at a sample pay stub together. Imagine someone named Alex. Alex earns $20 an hour and worked 80 hours this biweekly pay period. Let's read Alex's stub. At the top of the pay stub, Alex's name, the company name, the pay period dates, and the payment date. Earnings section. Gross pay, $1,600. That's $20 times 80 hours. This is what Alex earned. Deductions section. Federal income tax, $152. State income tax, $64. Social Security OASDI, $99.20. Medicare, $23.20. Health insurance premium, $85. Total deductions, $423.40. Net pay, bottom of the stop, $1,176.60. That is what goes into Alex's bank account. Alex earned $1,600 and received $1,176.60. So about $423, roughly 26% of Alex's gross pay, went to taxes and benefits. Not stolen, not wasted. Going to federal programs, state services, social safety nets, and Alex's own health coverage.
And when you see your own numbers, even if they look scary at first, try to remember,
Each of those lines represents something. Federal income tax funds the country's infrastructure. Social Security is building your future safety net. Health insurance means you can go to the doctor without paying thousands of dollars out of pocket.
Out of pocket. Money you pay directly from your own funds, not covered by insurance. My out-of-pocket cost for that procedure was $200, versus insurance covered the rest. Understanding out-of-pocket costs is really important when using healthcare in America.
And if you look at your stub and something seems wrong, if the numbers don't match what you expected, go to HR immediately. Bring your pay stub. Say, I have a question about my deductions. Can you help me understand this line? You are not causing trouble. You are doing exactly the right thing.
We should mention tax season, because your paycheck connects directly to something that happens once a year in America, filing your taxes.
Every year, by January 31st, your employer sends you a form called the W-2. This form summarizes your entire year of earnings, your total gross pay, and all the taxes withheld throughout the year. W-2, the annual tax form from your employer. It shows your total annual wages and the total taxes withheld. You need it to file your tax return, which is the document you submit to the IRS telling them what you earned and confirming whether you owe more tax or deserve a refund.
The deadline to file your tax return in America is typically April 15th. This date is known as tax day. And if you are new to America, file your taxes. Even if you are confused, even if you're not sure you owe anything, filing is required for most workers. Not filing can create serious problems.
And again, if filing taxes feels overwhelming, VITA, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, offers free help. Many libraries and community centers host VITA sites from January through April. They will sit with you, look at your W-2, and help you file correctly, for free. It's an incredible resource.
One more important thing, your tax filing status. On your tax return, you will declare how you file. The most common statuses are single, you are not married, married filing jointly, you and your spouse file together, head of household, you are single but you have dependents you support. Your filing status affects how much tax you owe. If you're unsure which applies to you, VITA can help with that too.
Filing status, the category that describes your household situation for tax purposes. I file as single. We file married jointly. I am head of household. These 3 words appear on every tax return and have real financial impact.
Okay, word tour time. We are slowing all the way down now. Warm, gentle, no rush.
Just breathe and let these land. Word 1. Gross pay. The total amount you earned before anything is taken out. Example. My gross pay this week was $800. Word 2. Net pay. Take-home pay. The amount you actually receive after all taxes and deductions. Example. My net pay was $612, less than I expected. Word 3. Pay stub. The detailed document showing your earnings, every deduction, and your net pay for that pay period. Example. I looked at my pay stub carefully to understand where my money went. Word 4. Withholding. When your employer holds back a portion of your pay and sends it to the government as tax. Example. Federal income tax is withheld from every paycheck automatically. Word 5. FICA. Federal Insurance Contributions Act, the combined Social Security and Medicare taxes. Example. FICA taxes fund retirement and healthcare programs for older Americans. Word 6. Dependent. A person, usually a child or family member, who relies on you financially. Example. I claim 2 dependents on my W-4 because I have 2 children. Word 7. Premium. The regular amount paid for insurance coverage. Example. My health insurance premium of $90 comes out of every paycheck. Word 8. Total compensation. The full value of your job, salary plus all benefits combined. Example. When I looked at total compensation, the job with better benefits was the right choice. Word 9. Out of pocket. Money you pay directly from your own funds, not covered by insurance or benefits. Example. My out-of-pocket cost for the doctor visit was $40 after insurance. Word 10. Filing status. The category describing your household situation for tax purposes, single, married, or head of household. Example.
I file as single because I am not married and have no dependents.